Here is another video of an African single mother here in Germany that the German authority is trying to collect her children, claiming they are autistic and the mother will not be able to cater for the children. Let's watch the video and afterwards I will give my reactions. Thank you very much. Let's watch.
Look at my house.
Es ist egal.
Look at my house. Was ist egal? Was ist egal, Frau Müller? Was ist egal?
Es geht nicht ums Haus.
Was ist das Problem?
Ihre Kinder sind in Gefahr wegen Aiden. Aiden ist gefährlich. Aiden ist gefährlich. Entweder ich muss Aiden nehmen oder ihre beiden Kinder.
God forbid. Why are you naming Aiden? Weil Aiden Autismus ist oder warum?
Ja?
Okay, so autistic Kind hat kein Recht zu der Mutter oder was?
Doch.
I don't have right to my child or what?
Doch, aber ihr Kind ist gefährlich. Es ist eine andere Art.
Weil ich brauche eine große Wohnung.
Du kannst
Nein.
Das sind Babys.
Nein.
Das sind Kinder.
Sie sind, nein. My babies are okay. I wish they are not okay. You cannot go. Please leave my house.
Ich werde ihr Haus nicht verlassen ohne ihre Kinder.
Please leave my house from me. Bitte. Please leave my house.
Ich werde nicht gehen. Ich werde nicht gehen. Oder andere Menschen kommen und nehmen ihre Kinder. Noch schlimmer. Mit Gewalt.
Warum?
Ich muss ihre Kinder nehmen. Aiden ist gefährlich. Aiden kann den Kindern wehtun.
Nein.
Doch.
Nein. You cannot take my children. You cannot. Warum?
Es wurde schon oft hier gesagt, Aiden ist zu laut. Aiden macht Blödsinn. Aiden ist laut. Aiden ist aggressiv.
Nein. Du kannst nicht.
Ich muss ihre Kinder nehmen.
Please leave my house. You cannot take my children. Leave my house. You cannot take my children. You can't leave my. Hast du gesehen? Du kannst nicht meine Kinder nehmen.
Ich muss ihr Kinder
nehmen. Nein, du kannst nicht.
Doch.
Warum? Rufen die Polizei. Ich sehe meine Kinder gar nicht.
Wenn wir die Polizei rufen, werden sie auch ihre Kinder nehmen.
Nein, gar nicht. Du kannst nicht meine Kinder nehmen. Du kannst nicht.
Aber ich muss.
Gar nicht. You cannot take my children.
Ich muss ihre
Kinder. Look at my house. Is my house not clean? Look at my house.
Es ist egal.
Look at my house. Was ist egal? Was ist egal, Frau Müller? Was ist egal?
Es geht nicht um.
Was?
Also Sie nehmen nicht die ganze Zeit auf. Sie wissen, dass es gegen die Regeln ist, oder?
Yes, I'm videoing it because I want the whole world to know that you want to take my children away from me.
Ich muss
I have a page on Facebook. You cannot come to this and you want to see my children.
Ich muss ihre Kinder.
That is why I am recording for the whole world to see.
Jetzt ihr Kind.
Frau Müller, you cannot take my children.
Ich werde nicht gehen ohne ihr Kind.
No, you will not take my children.
Ich werde ihr Kind.
Call police. I cannot give my children to you.
Ich muss.
Please leave my house.
Ich werde ihr Haus.
Leave my house.
Nein, ich werde ihr Haus nicht verlassen.
Okay.
It's so sad. You see, this is what I have been saying, that the European system or government is not your friend, you Africans. Open your ears and listen to this. These people are not your friends. If you want to survive in this system, you as a black African, you must be flawless. In as much as there is no human being that is flawless, you will always fall prey to the hands of these people. This German lady in question is telling this single African mother that she must hand over her children to them, her two kids to her. You know, that the children are autistic and the mother cannot raise them up properly. You see, what I have been saying, that they know what they are doing. They help you to derail the black kids so they can come afterwards or later and claim them and put the failures on the parent, saying they want to help the parents to raise up the kids better since the parents are unable to raise up the kids. How can the parents properly raise up the kids when they have given the children excessive rights over the parent? The parents have little or no voice or saying in the lives of the kids. They know what they are doing to these kids, even before birth. That is why she is speaking with great audacity and conviction that these children have a problem. The mother who knows the kid better than you is saying these kids are okay. They don't have any problem. Yet you are denying the fact. Therefore means you are working on an instruction or on pre-knowledge. Parent, take your kids to Africa. It is for their security and your own good. He that feeds you definitely owns you. So long as the kids are in Europe, the government owns them and has total control right over them. That is why they give you the child incentives in order to hold you here captive and motivate you to give birth to many kids for them, since the indigenous Europeans don't have desire to give birth to many kids and to do menial jobs. Poverty has caused most of us to have many children in Europe. The government is definitely paying you for giving birth to this kid. Take it or leave it. That is the gospel truth. See, let's be honest and realistic. You cannot play. They will always have something to use against you, because more than 90% of African parents don't give their children the best of care and attention here in Europe. Most of the kids appear so shabby and bizarre as compared to the indigenous European kids. You see, the government are watching all this. They know that the African parents neglect their children and prioritize other things, yet you expect the white man to respect you just because you are humans. The earlier we come to an understanding of all of these things, the better for us. It's the right time for us to come out of pretext and face the truth. You cannot have the best here. This is not your land. Why do you contest, with the owner of the land? Can a slave complain to the slave master? Why are you treating me like this? Until you decide to come out of mental poverty and slavery, that is when the reawakening has started. Aside that, you will forever be called a slave, because you are begging to eat, you are begging to sleep, you are begging a place to stay. I heard you in your video saying, this is my house, get out of my house. Do you own a house here in Europe? You don't own a house here in Europe. You cannot come into someone's land and you want to tell the person to dance to your tune. It doesn't work like that. You must succumb to every rule and regulation in that land. So whatever they are telling you, you must obey, because you have deliberately sold yourself as a slave to them. They didn't bring you here to Europe. You came seeking for greener pasture. We are going to offer ourselves for slavery, but there will be no one to buy us. That is what is happening now. So the earlier we come out of this slavery mentality, the better for us. It is a high time we started developing our own place, our own land. We have to introduce our kids to Africa. Let Africa be born in them, or they can never respect us. That's why they treat us like this, because they know that we have no foundation. They cannot respect us. They can only respect us when we build our own home, when we build our own land, where we come from. That is when they are going to respect us. It is where the man comes from that makes him to earn respect, not what he has or owns. So for us to earn respect, we need to go back to Africa and build Africa. And we need to start introducing Africa to our kids here in Europe. It's not only by teaching them Africa here in Europe, but making them experiencing Africa physically. They need to go to Africa and build Africa. Some of us have come here and bought houses and stuff. It is good, but we don't own all of these properties. If they decide in the twinkle of an eye, we are all going to lose all of these properties. So it is wise for us to invest back in Africa. I will not advise any African to invest in Europe, because you don't own what you invest here in Europe. So long as you remain an African, everything you own here in Europe does not belong to you, because they will always look for means to use against you in order to own everything that you have suffered for and invested in this land. Unlike Africa, it is your country, it is your land, it is your nation. I know there is corruption, but it is your land. So my advice to every African here in Europe, please do not invest in Europe, invest in Africa. You will always have something to use against you in order to own what you have suffered for all the years. So I highly admonish my brothers and sisters, do not invest here in Europe, invest in Africa. If not, we are going to suffer the same insult, marginalization, racism, all of these things. They will never end until we stand up and build our own nation and beloved continent. That is when all of this is going to come to an end. Thank you very much. Remember, ignorance is not an excuse. For want is for armed. Good.